The NBA is full of massive contracts, but not every player is living up to their paycheck. Some are getting paid like superstars, but their performances tell a different story. Today, we reveal the 9 most overpaid players in the league right now. You won't believe who's at the top. Number 9, Terry Rozier. Terry Rozier is making $24 million a year, but is he really worth that price tag? Back when Charlotte gave him the bag, they thought they were getting a franchise cornerstone, but this wasn't the case. And now that he's in Miami, the Heat are hoping he can be a difference maker, but so far it's been a mixed bag. He's averaging 11 points and is even out of the rotation at the moment. And to make things even crazier, Rozier has been caught up in gambling controversies.
The NBA confirmed Thursday that suspicious gambling activity surrounding guard Terry Rozier in a game nearly 2 years ago is now being investigated by federal prosecutors.
Look, we're not saying that's affecting his game, but when you see some of his performances, you gotta wonder what's going on. Number 8, LaMelo Ball. LaMelo Ball is electric when he actually plays. The problem? He barely does. Injuries have kept him off the court for most of the last 2 seasons, and even when he's out there, the Hornets are still one of the worst teams in the league.
That he is likely not going to play. They're in an awkward spot here because they played so poorly early in the season with the injuries, and now they've kind of been rising up, and now they might be going back down.
This season, LaMelo has played just 47 games, and right now, Charlotte is the 14th seed in the East, nowhere near a playoff spot. LaMelo signed a 5-year contract worth $204 million and is making $41 million a year, but if your highest paid player isn't keeping you competitive, how valuable is he really? Number 7, Deandre Ayton. When the Suns gave Deandre Ayton that max contract, paying him $133 million in 5 years, even they didn't really want to do it. They just matched Indiana's offer. And now, the Blazers traded for him and are stuck paying a guy who puts up solid numbers but has zero impact on winning. He has only played 40 games this season, and now that he's been injured for a while, the Blazers are suddenly winning games. Coincidence or not, he's making $32 million a year to be a big man who doesn't play big. Number 6, Lauri Markkanen. Lauri Markkanen got a 4-year, $195 million deal, nearly $49 million a year. That's superstar money, but is he really that guy? 2 seasons ago, he averaged 26 points, last season 23 points, and this season he's only averaging 19 points per game. He's a great player, but there is no way that he is worth $49 million a year. The Jazz are trash. It also doesn't look like they'll be a good team in the near future, and now have one of the worst contracts in the league. Number 5, Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray played an important role in the Nuggets' championship run, and Denver rewarded him with a 4-year, $208 million contract. That's $52 million a year, and by the end of the deal, he'll be making $57 million per season, more than some MVPs. That is crazy, considering he's never even been an All-Star.
When is Jamal Murray go help a brother out? When is he going to raise his level of play to all-star level? We're not even talking all NBA, just all-star level, and help Jokic out.
Jamal is currently averaging 21 points per game, which isn't that special, and when Jokic isn't playing, he does not have the ability to carry the team. Number 4, Jerami Grant. Jerami Grant secured the bag, a 5-year, $160 million contract that pays him $32 million a year. But what exactly are the Blazers getting for that money? He's a good defender and a solid offensive player, but he has averaged only 14 points per game this season and has been injured for nearly half the season. And with Portland stuck in a rebuild,
the goal going into this trade deadline was to be extremely aggressive. We had identified several players who, for us, were difference makers.
His contract feels more like a salary cap headache than a smart investment. Paying him this amount of money was a huge mistake. Number 3, Paul George. This summer, Paul George signed a 4-year, $211 million contract with the Philadelphia 76ers.
He committed to a 4-year, $212 million deal. I'm told that's got a player option at the end of it.
And is getting paid $45 million a year, but what has Philly really gotten in return? 16 points per game, half a season missed, and now he's done for the year with some games left. The Sixers were supposed to be contenders, but they won't even make the playoffs. George was brought in to help Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey win now.
Paul George, Joel Embiid, of course, Tyrese Maxey, trying to take on the NBA champion Boston Celtics in the East.
But instead, he's just another massive contract sitting on the bench. I guess his podcasting was more important than the Sixers this year. It's actually crazy that there were a lot of teams interested in PG-13 last summer, including the Warriors, but those teams really dodged a bullet. Number 2, Joel Embiid. He signed a 3-year, $193 million contract with the 76ers last summer, earning him an annual salary of $64 million. The Sixers paying a man of glass, one of the highest salaries in NBA history, is wild. And on top of that, they have to deal with Paul George's contract. Joel Embiid has been struggling with knee injuries for the past 2 seasons and has been shut down for the remainder of this one. And it got reported that he will get surgery on his knee this summer. But even though surgery was possible, it's still a question whether or not he's ever going to be able to play basketball again. The process was supposed to lead the 76ers to their first championship in over 40 years, but it looks like he's going to be one of the biggest what-ifs in NBA history. We're at the point where the Sixers would trade him in a heartbeat if they got the chance. Number 1, Bradley Beal. The worst contract maybe in NBA history is Bradley Beal's. The Suns are paying Beal $50 million a year on a 5-year, $251 million deal.
Bradley Beal signs a new 5-year deal with Washington. That would be worth over $251 million.
And what are they getting? A third option who barely plays and doesn't move the needle. He's been out for nearly half the season and averages only 17 points per game. The Suns fans gotta be sick of this dude. Phoenix traded for him thinking they were building a super team, but instead they got an injury-prone player with a no-trade clause, meaning they're stuck with him. It is wild that he himself can decide if he wants to be traded. The Suns were interested in acquiring Jimmy Butler before the trade deadline, and they wanted to give up Bradley Beal. Beal wasn't interested in being traded, so he shut the trade down by himself. Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal were supposed to be a title contender, but are currently not even in the play-in anymore. At this point, Beal's contract isn't just bad, it is the worst in NBA history. There you have it, some of the most overpaid players in the NBA today. Do you agree, or did we miss anyone? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more NBA content.